It's Madden NFL 24, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Raiders and the Seahawks, and it comes your way next.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this was a team after the Russell Wilson trade that looked like they might be bottoming out. But for years, the Seahawks have had great success in the NFL draft, as you well know. And they've used the last few drafts to really restock this roster.
And they certainly have restocked this roster and have gotten back to playing football the way that they want to do it. Seahawks football, which means running the ball with authority on offense. They've added runners, offensive linemen, and now they're just being forceful in the way they're going about their business, the way that they did it when they ran to Super Bowls.
And then for the Raiders, this is a tough team to figure out. They stumbled home to a 6-11 finish last year. But you say if they want to turn things around, it has to start on the defensive end.
It certainly does, and while they've had some dynamic pass rushers along the way, they've needed more, and they've added them now in free agency and the draft, as well as some new faces on the back end to help shut down people throwing the football.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's another typical season for Jimmy G. Last year, when he was out there, he was excellent, leading the 49ers to 7 wins and throwing 4 times as many touchdowns as interceptions. Then the injury bug bit again. But Las Vegas, they're counting on him being able to do the exact same thing they saw in San Francisco, but avoiding injury while doing so.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Looking for Michael Mayer on the play. That'll bring up second down. A first carry for the All-Pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Whether it's the toss or the pitch, you get him the ball outside the tackles on the edge. He's a tough man to bring down.
He certainly is, and it makes people wonder on the other side of the ball. Do I really want to deal with him when he gets a full head of steam? At the same time, he's also congratulating his talent.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. On play action, it's Garoppolo. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. Now make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they got to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your book.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Boye Mafe. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll look to set up his blockers. So a change of possession here on the punt. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Now Geno on first down, out to his left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Las Vegas' pass rush was one of the weakest in the league last season, but don't tell that to Crosby. He earned Defensive Player of the Year votes with 12.5 sacks, nearly half of his team's total.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant, 69 yards. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. The last series form, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. On play action, now Garoppolo. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo lets this go for Renfro downfield. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Las Vegas's offense back out there ready to go. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
With how the coverage was positioned, up was about the only spot the quarterback had to try and deliver that pass. Just put a little too much height on it. Incomplete.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
Play action. Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. The kick by Carlson is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seahawks take back over. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Throw out wide to Walker. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They run with a second-year man. It's Kenneth Walker. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to Walker on first down. To about the 40-yard line.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school smash mouth football. And they'll get him down as he's inside of the 40. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. Walker with another carry. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawks touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown, Brown. And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. To throw is Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Off of play action, here's Smith. That is caught. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this 1st quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Geno Smith taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 18 now. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to... Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Darrell Taylor, now 2 sacks for him already here in this 1st quarter of play. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Back to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And taken right at the 35. Oh, he bowls over him. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And the Raiders have got him. Credit the sack there to Chandler Jones.
What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating 2nd and long.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing now is Geno. Under pressure, they got him again. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. DeAndre Carter back deep. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10. On their side of midfield at the 47. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Jacobs from the gun, and they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20.
Missed.
This will not go down. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. (21-3) is your score after 1. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Here's Smith. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
3rd and long. It's Smith rolling to his right. This is Fant on the short completion. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, that discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Now 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Jordan Brooks. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Bobby Wagner providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. Fights through him, powering his way forward. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
And now here come the Raiders. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. The throw finding its target, the tight end Horsted. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, being the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. This is Fant on the short completion. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And out now come the Seahawks. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. After the interception, here's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I have a few questions about that throw because to me there just wasn't a lot there. I thought he tried to do a little bit too much, almost tried to will a receiver open when there was no chance he was going to be. Nice job by the linebacker being all over that one and knocking it away.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. Jimmy Garoppolo and the rest of his offense ready for their next possession. And he's had his struggles here early with a couple of interceptions as he'll try to refocus with a 1st and 10 to start this drive.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the ball is going to wind up out of bounds, so they will lose yardage, but they'll keep the football. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now they'll throw here out of is incomplete.
That's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Take it at the 37. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Yeah, Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. On the move past the 40. And he'll be taken down at the 26. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He has such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. He delivers a big play here for this offense.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first half lead. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Raiders offense ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
A nice carry by Jacobs, who's coming off a career year. Just when it seemed like Vegas may have been ready to move on from him. Led the NFL with over 1,600 yards and was more than deserving of his first All-Pro selection.
Jacobs with a carry on first down as he'll get about 3 there before he's taken down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Darrell Taylor able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, They've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a third person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Throw out wide to Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. Smith will stay out there. The offense is going to go here on 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 30. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Try to run for it with Jacobs. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The kick by Carlson is good, and the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So he's been a busy man here in this 1st half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. So he stopped for no gain, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now Smith. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Max Crosby able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this 1st half of football.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game, He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. In trouble, and he's taken down. Darrell Taylor, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And Smith's throw into the hands of Fan. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Smith on first down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. To throw, it's Garoppolo. A pass complete downfield to Renfro. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Here we go, here we go,
So
here we
the
go.
big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this is back to a 5-point game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Oh, some strong running. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Geno. Forced out to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. For the Seahawks in the first half, they were led by their quarterback, Geno Smith. He was downright amazing with 3 touchdown passes and another one scored on the ground for good measure. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who I am, which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now Smith. And that's going to be caught downfield by Fant. Big strides, look at him go. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And you know, you and I praise tight ends in today's game a lot for being just like a bigger body wide receiver. Boy, a play that long from that position, you just didn't used to see that as much.
No, you were really just counting on the tight end position to catch the football and get what they got on the catch. And now it's the run after the catch that makes him so dangerous. Hard to bring those big guys down when they get rolling.
Couldn't bring him down here. Got in the end zone. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
80 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. To throw is Garoppolo. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Here we go.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, the struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that lead is back down to 9 now. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
Walker now on 1st and 10. Stays on his feet, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 104 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On second down, it's Walker. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot. Picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. And going right back to Walker. Nate Hobbs there to bring him down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now it's the rookie from UCLA, Zach Charbonnet. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To the right side, this is Walker. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
49ers now. Converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Garoppolo's throw taken in by Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
They'll run right here with Jacobs to about the 48-yard line.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
2nd and 6. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Ochena picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one a product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. This will be fielded at the 17. And fights through one man. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Chandler Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Smith. Flushed out right. And the pressure gets to him again. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. On play action, it's Garoppolo. That's to the rookie from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. First catch for the rookie Golden Domer. It's a first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Play action. Garoppolo. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. On play action. Now Garoppolo. Under pressure, they got him again. Draymond Jones dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. There's Garoppolo to throw. And he's going to go down again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
My, oh my, they've had some success bringing him off the edge. How about the gambling man who's the defensive coordinator? He's not just bringing pressure, he's bringing a corner to go after the quarterback.
And it's worked twice now, twice like a charm.
And not only has that worked like a charm, he's been awfully disruptive in his usual role covering receivers. Now he's rushing the passer as well.
Here's A.J. Cole now, standing just about on his own goal line. Let's take it inside his own 40. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Flush to his right. This one he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
At least this time he's getting hit up with positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith buying time to his left. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Back near his goal line, here's Garoppolo. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. taking a couple yards shy of midfield. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, Smith eluding the pressure right. And he's got this down to the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. To throw is Smith. Steps away. And running with power here. We've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Smith. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Running left is Walker. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. They run again with Walker. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it done today.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Raiders heading out to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Garoppolo. He's got Hooper on the short connection. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
That one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Trying the left side with Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Seahawks have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. And now the rookie's free. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The slant connects with Devontae Adams. From the 38 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Garoppolo. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Garoppolo, maybe a free play. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a 1st down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Geno now to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
But it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
From his goal line here, Smith. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bilal Nichols. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Jordan Brooks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Now Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Well, on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
No surprise, they try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
A little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Max Crosby. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And now a high kick, but he hit it straight up. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Adams. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Mayer there to bring it in. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw taken in by Adams. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the 4th is not going to be an easy task. But that's good work there to bite off a chunk of you.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The ball now going back over to Seattle Seahawks offense. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And Walker once more. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Garoppolo able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Garoppolo's throw there. And a loose football. And the defense not able to get it. But Josh McDaniels, he had his mind made up on that one. He disagrees, and he'll throw the challenge flag. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So Josh McDaniels ends up winning that challenge. Smart decision to review it. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Boye Mafe. And the Seahawks are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. And the Raiders have got him. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Short throw to Disley. No gain on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Straight ahead, Walker. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Rush coming, and he's taken down. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. And he is caught. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
He hits his target, Lockett, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Smith going to throw it. Catch is made by Metcalf. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now the Seahawks going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 4th down, Smith. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.